so much that we have a lot to do. It's because our mind is racing so fast that it makes things bigger. It's like mountain out of the molehill, right? So as soon as you calm your mind, which is what I do, when I'm overwhelmed, it's just take it down, calm your mind, and then get it all on paper. Like what all those tasks, all those decisions, everything that's kind of saying to you, and this is the thought, by the way, the key thing is, the thought is, I don't have time for all I have to do. I have too much to do, not enough time. This is the thought for me that causes anxiety. So to shift that, I do a brain dump. I write down all the tasks I feel I have to do, all the decisions, all of that, just get it off my mind and ink it. How much of this is a should? I've been working really hard not to should on myself, because a lot of the stuff that we think we have to do is not really our responsibility. It's just an obligation that we have a choice about. So then I look at my list of all these things after my brain dump, and I say, what is it I can delete from this list? And I literally just take my pen and I just cross it off. It's not important. It's not urgent. Maybe it seemed important in my head, but now that I see it on paper, it's a should. It's not something I really have to do. So I get rid of that. And then I look at my commitments and I ask myself if I overcommitted and if there's someone else that I can call on to take that on for me. And that was a big one for me, because I don't really like to ask for help. I feel like I should be Superwoman and, do everything myself. But I took my cape off. The Superwoman cape is off now, and I don't mind asking for help. So if I've overcommitted, it's a reminder for me to think twice before I say yes, and then ask for help. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, over boundaries. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Saying yes to things because we feel like we should, or we feel bad saying no. I used to actually have a few phrases written right beside my phone when we used to have a rotary phone, and or a landline, I should say. And it was other ways to say no. And now I've memorized them, so I don't need the note, but I just say, that doesn't work for me. Or, my preference is to do this instead. Or there's all different ways you can say it. I've got a lot on my plate right now. I'm juggling a lot right now. Maybe down the road, but it doesn't work for me now. Like all of these different ways where, it's easy to tell people, oh, just say no. But if it's a friend, you're not like, no, right? You want to be nice. We all want to be nice. But at the same time, we can't let ourselves down trying to please others. So yeah, that doesn't work for me is a good one to go to. And yeah, so now you've deleted the things that aren't important to you. You've gotten help for the things you've overcommitted. And then you look at what is important, but not that important time-wise. So it's not urgent. And those are the things I just keep on the list, but not worry about right now. Just keep it on the list, keep it somewhere where I can see it, but then really look at the things that matter, circle them, and schedule a time on your calendar to do the first step. You don't have to figure out all the steps and get overwhelmed. What's the first step? So for example, we need to have a tree trimmed in the backyard. What's the first step? Well, the first step is to ask my neighbors if they have anyone that they've used before. And then once that happens, what's the next step? Well, the next step is to call and book an appointment. So something that can seem like a big project can just be broken down in these little steps, and it eases the pressure. But the most important thing, the thing that I've done that's really changed my life in terms of overwhelm, is a mantra. I have all the time I need for what's most important to me. And every time I feel my mind racing, and it's just thoughts, it's not that I'm busier than any other time, it's just thoughts, I just stop myself and I say, I have all the time I need for what's most important. And it calms my mind, and then I can see, oh yeah, it's actually not that full, right? It's not as bad as I thought. So is that helpful to you guys?
Yeah.